I honestly had a lot of fun watching the Enola Holmes movie on Netflix. I will say, I am definitely not the target audience for this movie. As you may have surmised from the trailers, this movie is primarily targeted towards a young adult audience, particularly, I believe, the female variety, which I am neither. But, however, I am a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes. I read a lot of the stories when I was much younger, and I love all of the movie adaptations of the character that I have seen, including Young Sherlock Holmes, both Robert Downey Sherlock Holmes movies, and Disney's The Great Mouse Detective is actually one of my favorite animated movies of all time. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the character. I'm also a big fan of detective and mystery movies and stories in general. So despite the fact that this particular movie was blatantly not targeted towards me, I still give it an honest chance. And thankfully so, because I did enjoy myself quite a bit. Millie Bobby Brown plays the title character Enola Holmes, who is Sherlock Holmes' little sister and aspires to be a great detective like her bigger brother. At the beginning of the movie, her mother goes missing and she goes off all on her own for the very first time to try to solve the mystery of her missing mother, and gets entangled in a web of political intrigue and mysteries that she has to solve using her trademark impeccable Holmes intellect. Millie Bobby Brown does a very good job as the main character. She's a great actress. I've watched her in all of the Stranger Things seasons, and it's a treat to see her grow up literally on the big screen. One thing that she does with the character, though, is she constantly looks directly at the camera and talks to the audience. Now, the first few times she does it, I thought it was kind of witty and funny, but she does it what feels to be every few minutes. I'm sure it's much less than that, but it feels like she does this gag way too much, and around the middle of the movie, I was already tired of it. Aside from that, though, she makes for a very good Enola Holmes, and she is very entertaining to watch as the character. But, as I mentioned at the start of the review, I am here primarily because I am a Sherlock Holmes fan, and man, my expectations were well exceeded because Henry Cavill, the Superman, and also Geralt, makes for a particularly good Sherlock Holmes. And I like him as Superman, I like him as Geralt, and I loved him as a villain of the last Mission Impossible movie. So I was particularly curious to see his take on one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, Sherlock Holmes, and he definitely delivers. Henry Cavill is a wonderful Sherlock Holmes in my opinion, and I hope he gets the chance to play the character more in either, I don't know, a Netflix series or his own standalone Sherlock Holmes movie. Another good thing about this movie are the action set pieces. Now, the movie does focus on Enola solving the mysteries, so there aren't a lot of these action set pieces, but what few we do get are very well executed and very well entertaining. The budget, though, for this movie is pretty good in my opinion. The set pieces, the costumes, and everything like that is just fantastic. They're all fantastically crafted and very well shot, and the movie really transports you to 1800s England, and it is just wonderful. The amount of craft that was put into the sets, into the costumes, and the design of all of these elements are really well done, and I appreciate that. And because of this, I have to give the Enola Holmes movie on Netflix a 7 out of 10. It has a very simple and easy to digest young detective mystery story, but the acting is great. The sets, the costumes, and the action are amazing and benefit greatly from an obviously particularly big budget. And I honestly had a lot of fun watching it. So if you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes or a fan of detective movies in general, even if you are not part of the target audience for this movie like I was, I would honestly still very much recommend this.
I'm coming to find you, Mother. to embroider.
And I'd like to see what you guys thought of this movie if you have seen it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and we can talk about it. This has been Asian Action Actor. If you liked my review for the Enola Holmes movie on Netflix, please click like down below and subscribe to see more of my awesome content. And while you're here, you might want to see the other movie reviews that I have already done on my channel.